Yes, people, welcome back to another transfer video. Today we're talking Liverpool, my club, and Chelsea in the race for Hugo Etikete. So yeah, let's dive into the news for you today. So Ben Jacobs has come out and spoken about the interest for Hugo Etikete. He has said that Chelsea do have an interest in Hugo Etikete, but I think it's Liverpool who are really there. Chelsea were never as advanced as people said. Now we know that Chelsea want to bring in, another striker to the club, and obviously they brought in Liam Delap. I think that's a very good signing, in my opinion. But we know Liverpool need a striker as well. We know they desperately need a striker with Darwin Núñez, was obviously rumoured to be leaving the football club at the end of the season. And I think, for me, Hugo Etikete is going to be very similar to Victor Gyökeres' saga. It's going to be interesting to see, how this saga is going to go down. Is it going to be Liverpool? Is it going to be Chelsea, where Hugo Etikete ends up? Now he has stated that Liverpool are really potentially in the race. We know other people have come out and spoken about Chelsea's interest in him. And we know Frankfurt would want 100 million euros, so they probably want something between 70 to 80 million in that. The question to Chelsea, before we speak about Chelsea a little bit more, we come to Liverpool, my club, is they brought in Liam Delap for 30 million. Really good signing. I think he got respectable numbers in an Ipswich side, and I think if he was to go to Chelsea, his numbers will obviously go up, and I think he'll improve as a player. There's definitely potential there. For 30 million quid, you can't go wrong. If you bring in Hugo Etikete, I'm really intrigued to see how Chelsea would balance their players with Jackson. Is Jackson going to leave? Then you've got Delap, so you've got three strikers already, and you only play with one striker. How can you balance three? One of them would have to give. And that's why I'm thinking, could they just stick with Jackson, who I think when he first came to the club, look, I think he struggled, but I think last season he popped up respectable numbers, 10 goals and 5 assists. The season before that, he got 14 goals and 5 assists. Now, he did play 5 games fewer. Jackson is getting better. He is improving. And I think, how much did Chelsea get from him? Was it like 30 million? So you're not going to lose too much. And to be honest, you could probably get respectable, decent fee for him if you was to sell him. Because there's a lot of clubs that do want strikers, not just in England, Saudi, a lot of places across Europe. Places that are selling their strikers are going to want to replace their strikers. So this summer's going to really be the striker merry-go-round. And are Chelsea going to cough up 80 million? Because then Etikete would have to be that main starter. He's going to demand that main starter. Delap's still going to want minutes. He's not going to go to Chelsea just to sit on the bench, when he could have gone to Manchester United, for example, build the project up with Ruben Amorim, and been a main starter in that team probably. So, and obviously he's stating, and to be fair to Ben Jacobs, he's been really reliable this summer regarding all clubs in the Premier League. In his status as a journalist, he's been really reliable, and he's saying, but I think it's Liverpool who are really there. So he's stating that potentially Liverpool could be the favourites. Now, Liverpool did, by the way, guys, have an interest in him back in 2022. So we've always had data interest on Hugo Etikete, and could we see a full circle of interest with Liverpool's interest again? As a Liverpool fan, am I taking Hugo Etikete? I think he's got very, very good traits I like as a player. With the link up, the hold-up play, I think he's got better first touch, with a lot better than the strikers, ultimately we've been linked with. if Etikete was the name on the list, I'm not going to kick up a fuss because I do think there is still potential there with him. He's put up decent numbers this year. 4 goals and 3 assists in the Europa League, 15 goals, 8 assists in the Bundesliga. And I think naturally, you think of the chances that this team is going to be creating with Florian Wirtz, Mo Salah, Diaz, Frimpong, Kerkez, McAllister. He's going to have abundance of chances, made for him. I'm really intrigued to see if this deal does advance, because I think Liverpool are at a stage now where they've done their main business. Chelsea have probably still got a lot of business to go. They want to bring in Gittins, probably another couple of centre-backs, midfielders potentially. So they've got a lot more business to do than Liverpool. So the question is, are Liverpool going to entitle their interest in Hugo Etikete? Is it going to become more advanced? Because I think a lot of players and agents, a lot of them just want to go on holiday for a bit. So this transfer might go way into July. They've got the Club World Cup as well. The Club World Cup's on. So when the teams get back from the Club World Cup, they're going to want to do deals. So Hugo Etikete is in a very comfortable position. He's probably just enjoying his holidays with his agents and his family and stuff like that. And then probably when he gets into July, potentially when there's more clubs interested in Hugo Etikete, that's when the decision could be made regarding him. But right now, as of late, there is only Chelsea who obviously have an interest, and Liverpool who do have an interest. Potentially further advanced as people are making out, as Ben Jacobs is stating here. So it's going to be interesting, people. By the way, people, make sure you are smashing that like, share, subscribing to the channel, because we're on that road to 1.6k subscribers. But back to Chelsea before we go in today's video. Chelsea fans, what business do you need to do? Because I'm looking at that Chelsea squad. They're interested in Gittins, but they know they probably need a more prolific goal scorer. Is Hugo Etikete that man? Because I think Jackson has put up okay, respectable numbers in the Premier League. They could be better, but they've been okay numbers. And obviously, again, you have brought in Liam Delap, who scored 12 goals for Ipswich. So I'm thinking, in a Chelsea team, if he settles in well, I think he could bag you 15 Premier League goals. I think he's a very good striker, very raw still. Still got a lot to learn, but still a very good striker and a project with him. And obviously he's still got other businesses all over the pitch. And that's where I'm thinking it's going to come down to priorities with Chelsea. How highly is Hugo Etikete on the priority list? As for Liverpool, again, we'll go back to my club. We've done all our business. We've brought Frimpong is in. Kerkez is basically, here we go. That deal is going to be done in the next couple of days. Florian Wirtz is done. He's going to be doing his medical and obviously next week, etc. So Liverpool are a lot more in a better position right now than Chelsea to do this transfer, because all we need to do is bring in a striker, and that's all we need. We're going to sell your Darwins. We're going to sell your Harvey Elliott's. So we're easily going to be able to create funds for this player. And the only thing is, I just don't know. I like Hugo Etikete. I think he's got good traits, but the price is very steep. But then you look at the market right now for strikers. There's very few quality strikers. I'll tell you one thing. There's not many strikers on the market who are goal scorers right now. You've got your Isaacs, your Jokereses, but there's only probably 1 or 2, 3 on the market. Your rest, a lot of them have better attributes in other areas rather than finishing. So I don't know how Chelsea fans would feel if they spent 80 million. As a Liverpool fan, if Richard Hughes, Michael Edwards and Arnie Slot wants the player, then I'll get behind it, because ultimately, so far, I'm trusting the project and everything they're building on the pitch and off the scenes right now, the football club. So it's going to be interesting. The race for Etikete is certainly on. it's going to be one of those ones where I think it's going to drag on for a little bit, because I do think the player wants to enjoy his holidays, etc. Wait till the Club World Cup and then assess the options. So yeah, people, smash the like, subscribe. Road to 1.6k. Where is Hugo Etikete going?